Everybody wants to know the number. After an injury, one of the first questions people ask is, how much is my case worth? And that makes sense. You have medical bills, missed work, stress, and an insurance company already trying to put a value on what happened. But here's the truth. Your case is not worth what a billboard says, what someone else got, or whatever an adjuster offers you in the first call. In Indiana, the value of a personal injury case usually comes down to three things: liability, damages, and insurance coverage. And your case is only as strong as its weakest link. First, liability. That means, can we prove the other side was at fault? You may know the crash or injury was not your fault, but in a legal claim, it is not enough to believe it. You have to prove it with evidence. That can include the crash report, photos, witness statements, video, damage to the vehicles, medical records, and sometimes expert analysis. This is where many people get caught off guard. They think, I was hurt, so I should be paid. But the insurance company is usually looking for ways to deny fault, shift blame, or reduce what they owe. If liability is clear, your case is stronger. If liability is disputed, the case can drop fast. So, before anyone talks seriously about dollars, the first question is, can we clearly prove who caused the crash? That is the foundation of the case. Second, damages. This is the harm the injury caused in your life. That includes medical bills and lost wages. But it can also include pain and suffering, future treatment, future lost income, and the long-term effect the injury has had on your daily life. This is where people often make a major mistake. They think the case is just about bills they already have. It is not. An adjuster may say, we'll pay your medical bills, and that is a fair resolution. But medical bills are only part of the picture. Maybe you missed work. Maybe you still wake up in pain. Maybe you cannot do normal things the way you used to. Maybe your recovery is ongoing, and no one knows what the future treatment will cost. Those losses matter too. A real case valuation looks at the full impact of the injury, not just what was billed so far. In more serious cases, that can mean using experts to estimate future medical care and long-term wage loss. Because the goal is not just to settle the case. The goal is to make sure the value actually reflects what the injury has cost you. Third, coverage. This means who is actually paying the claim and how much insurance is available. This is a big one. You can have strong liability, you can have serious damages, but if there's limited insurance coverage, that can limit what is realistically recoverable. That is the real-world side of personal injury law. Maybe the at-fault driver has a small policy. Maybe several injured people are making claims against the same policy. Maybe there are other policies available that have to be identified early, like umbrella coverage, commercial coverage, or uninsured motorist coverage. That is why coverage matters so much. And it is also why quick settlement offers can be dangerous. An adjuster may offer fast money early in the case. That can sound tempting, especially when bills are piling up. But a fast offer is not always a fair offer. Once a case is settled, you do not get a second chance. The settlement myth. Now, let's talk about one of the biggest myths in injury law. The idea that every case is worth $1 million because of something you saw on a billboard or heard from someone else. That is not how this works. Some cases are worth a lot, some are not. And the reason is simple. Every case depends on liability, damages, and coverage. If fault is weak, value drops. If damages are limited, value drops. If coverage is limited, recovery may be limited too. So, the right answer is not a hype number. It is a careful breakdown of what can be proved, what the injury has cost, and what money is actually available to pay the claim. The lowball offer trap. Another major problem is the lowball offer. A lot of injured people get offered just the medical bills or something close to it early on. That may sound reasonable when you are put under pressure, but it often leaves out the parts of the case that matter most. Pain matters. Time off work matters. Future treatment matters. The long-term effect on your life matters. A shortcut valuation usually benefits the insurance company, not the injured person. The right way to value the case. The right way to value a case is to look at the whole picture. You gather the evidence on fault. You document the treatment. You calculate the lost income. You evaluate future care and long-term harm. And you identify every source of insurance coverage that may apply. That is how you move from guesswork to real case valuation. Because the right settlement is not just the fastest number. It is the number that truly reflects the harm done and what you may need to move forward. If you are a loved one or dealing with an injury case, give me and my team a call at the Mark Lopez Law Firm. Our number is 317-632-3642. Thank you.